Shut the fuck up, man. so I'm going to keep saying words until I'm told that those unmuted are solved. Okay, so I guess we're live. Hello, everyone. It is your friendly neighborhood Shagmaster Shargan. We are here now at week 5, day 3 of the Friend or Foe season 7. I can't believe we've been running for this many seasons. And I'd love to introduce my co-caster. Is another name that hasn't been on air for quite some time.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Beancher. I'm glad to be here. These are some really heavy-hitting teams. 8-3 and 7-4 is kind of insane for what I've been seeing so far.
Oh my goodness, yeah, no, these are some very, very strong teams. Asura Gaming pulling out a very surprising win yesterday was pretty exciting. And then Oversoul Esports has just always been, they've been coming in, hitting hard. Swifty has obviously, his name has been around for a while, as is Piplup, so it's great to see some veterans. But let's go ahead and talk about these picks. I am not totally well versed on the current meta because it has changed so freaking much, so quickly. So,
of course, I do see a lot of what they're picking just in general in this kind of season. Kaisa is a very strong, almost comfort pick for many ADCs. Going with the Zac Blitzcrank is kind of a very pick potential, find someone out there and punish them very hard, whereas Oversoul seems to be going for a very team fight oriented. You got the Volibear, Seraphine ult, and then Senna for that great AoE, and just decent damage with having the range. So, like, between these, you still have a decent amount of damage on for Asura Gaming and punishment, but Oversoul has a great amount of range and Volibear.
Yeah, Senna is one of those champs I haven't seen popping up too often. I do know that we just recently had a patch push through with the release of Nefari. I know she's obviously not available to be played right now, but that'll be exciting to see the doggo come onto the Rift. So far, I'm really liking the draft on Asura Gaming because it looks like they're just going for the all-out oppressive gameplay style that they just want to steamroll Oversoul before Seraphine has a chance to come online, which is going to be really, really nice, and I think is going to be a much more comfortable game.
Yeah, it does play for the certain dynamic that we do see often of just one team going on the full offensive with a Yone. I love these picks. Just full carries going for the most damage that they can, and then you have one team that seems to have a more, I would like say Oversoul is going for a laid back, for like a team fight, more organized approach that fills in the gaps of where they need.
Yeah, it's so, let's see here. Looking at everything that we've got running.
Yeah, like imagine the Seraphine times with
I want to see something a little bit more tanky on Asura for their last pick. And same with Oversoul. Like, both of these teams, it feels like they have hard engagers, but not a lot of sustain. Ornn is going to be the good pickup for the side of Oversoul. I do know that the Limster is very comfortable on Ornn, so I have a feeling we'll be seeing that. Volibear could have been flexed there, and then we're going to see the Camille pop up. I would not be surprised at this, because just from the nature of Potato Fries and Handy Capo, the way that they've been playing this game is they prefer over-aggression to any sort of, let's play it safe.
I love it.
Yeah. So
it's very surprising given the team composition too.
It is. I do like the fact that Camille is going to be really good at isolating one of those backline targets. She can jump onto the Senna or the Seraphine before they so while they're still super squishy, just drop that Hextech ultimatum down, pushing the rest of the team away, and it's just going to allow for a lot of really hard engages. You can also combine that with the Blitzcrank, pulling them into the backline behind Asura Gaming's front line, so you can kind of zone everybody off while you deal with that super squishy primary target.
Yeah, I definitely agree. When I'm looking a little bit more closely, while we do see Asura Gaming, you have the Kaisa R, Zac E, Blitzcrank Q. Yone has both the E and the R, and the Camille has the just long range dashes that are just going to be lots of gap closers and a lot of playing with these boundaries and just perfect distance to really show that they know these champions.
And that's exactly what we're going to get to see when we hop on the Rift. So I am really excited to get back into the swing of things. It's going to be kind of shaking off some of those caster cobwebs I know that we got going on. and we'll have to see exactly how things play out. But I do expect to see a very strong start from Asura Gaming. We can already see 5
Invade, please.
They're already moving down to this bot
Oh, the
side.
Blitzcrank pull.
Yeah, the Blitzcrank pull is going to come. And
so
you can see if you look at the minimap, they're doing the whole sneaky around the brush. They're not going for tri-brush though, which I find a little disappointing because there's nobody in tri-brush.
Oh, they did try and pull already. I mean, they could go for that other brush and then.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I think they did the blind pull into the tri-brush to try and just smack someone. We are going to see Piplup looking here, trying to go for that engage. Does throw it out. We do get a hook. So that is going to cost a flash out of the Senna. That is going to put them on the back foot for this bottom wave.
That's a good initiation for Give Me a Cup twice. That's it sets them up to be able to path downwards and get that gank that is later on because you know the ADC actually support doesn't have a flash. Oh, it's an APC. Good to see here and there. Blitzcrank starting off the lane with half mana, but I don't think it'll matter too much as the only things he'll really need is going to be that pull that's very decisive.
I don't think it'll be too much. So we'll just have to see how things end up going. But I kind of expect it to be a relatively slow start, but I do think we'll see some crazy enough stuff happen here in the bot lane.
Yes, I have hope for more Blitzcrank pulls just like that. So there's a lot of skirmishings in the top lane, mostly on the side of Camille. I know that she'd normally be punished, I guess just not against an Ornn before Camille's power spikes. Early engages are definitely going to be an easy thing for the side of Asura, just because of that small lead that they had. But overall, going into this laning phase, I'm glad to see both of the junglers downwards being able to set up for a larger that could end up happening either on mid or bot.
And we can already see now the Volibear is starting to path in the direction the bottom Swifty is going to be looking for that hard engage because bot lane's just going to push in so well. I do have to say, I think it's going to be really, really interesting. There we go. We got that hard engage coming out right now. Matatat is getting brought exceptionally low. The Ignite is going to be able to take them down, and that is going to be first blood going over to a happy ending. But we can already see here Volibear Swifty looking for that hard engage to try and get a revenge kill. Piplup is the primary target, which is the smart play here. Trying to chase the poor robot down. He's barely able to keep going. Does manage to get out of there. Happy ending. Looking to get some damage on that back wave. We do see them getting on top of Scaroid, but is not able to finish them off, and unfortunately gets caught in a bad position. Ripped out, at their heart ripped out from them. Zach trying to come in and save their life, but unfortunately, Give Me a Cup twice was not there in time.
That's so sad. Even with the extra survivability of Cleanse, they could just not get that small edge out to escape there, but I guess they did get engaged. They got punished. It goes well. Okay.
Yep.
Now I'm seeing with this pathing, the Zag pathing is a little confusing just for how slow it was because I think I saw him go to red, Raptors, Krug to reserve the opportunity to go for the top to get the Camille head. But Camille's doing very well, amazing already, just because with the 10 farm lead. A lot of farm and skirmishes in the mid lane, but yeah, this certain pathing is not the most optimal, but sets him up to be able to roam and go wherever he may please later on.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to see Potato Fries trying to get a hard engage on the Limster, and unfortunately, that's going to be the flash coming out. Brittle Proc is going to get burst down. Potato Fries is going to get fried up and served on a silver platter, so that is unfortunately going to be a kill for the side of OVS, but we do have Asura looking to clap back in the mid lane, not able to find it.
Oh, I was just saying how the Camille had a great farm lead and then just taken right back so quickly.
I don't think it's going to be too bad. I think Camille's going to do very well farming that out. They're not going to have the full-on lead that they've got going right here. Right now, Piplup missing that hook is really painful. They're taking a lot of free damage for that.
Yeah, that's just Blitzcrank, hit or miss most of the time. I do like how this Volibear is getting a lot of this earlier lead, so he can really spread the influence around the map and then later on give more kills to the team, or you can just take it for himself, just eat everything, which is what Volibears do best. It's amazing.
Nah, I think Oversoul is probably going to be doing a good job of sharing the wealth and spreading it around. Asura is going to be the one who's probably going to. We're going to see Potato Fries. I think that they won't have learned their lesson from that gank. They're going to continue to hard push their advantage here in this top lane because they're just so confident on that champion.
That is true. While it is a benefit for them, it's also their weakness. But
we got a Hex Flash play coming in here. Blitzcrank going in behind the enemy minion lines, throws out the hook, does not find it. Oh man, Freedom Potatoes has got to be afraid of that. We do see Volibear now flashing in on top of Handy Capo. The knockups coming out crazy. Yone looking for that kill, does manage to find it, but it's going to go down to the tower shot. So that is going to be a 1-for-1 in the mid lane. Swifty is going to be the one who picks up that final kill, though, and they're going to go on a killing spree.
I'm not entirely sure how worth that was, but as of now, we have the Blitzcrank slightly lagging behind in levels compared to. I guess both lanes are slightly lagging down, so supports will just do their roaming opportunities. Senna seems to have a less of a presence currently, but hoping that should actually roam for this one, maybe mid, so then rotates on the dragon.
Ooh, nice dash in, coming out from Handy Capo, getting those slashes in, doing a lot of damage to Potato Fries. Not enough to get a kill. Does take a tower shot for his troubles, but still, that trade was very much in his favor.
He walked all the way from tower to tower. The gap closing range is incredible.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Now,
Handy Capo is going to be essential for this dragon.
Oh, very much so. You were talking about Blitzcrank losing ability and levels due to the roams. I think that's far more advantageous for Blitzcrank than it is for Senna. Senna needs those stacks, needs those the souls that she harvests. Blitzcrank, though, he's just a hook machine. So the faster he levels up, the faster that hook's going to come online, and that's going to be the really scary thing. So I really don't see Piplup's roams ever causing him an issue.
That is true. Yeah, especially with the mobility boots, that's its entire game right now. So get a small lead, make it worthwhile for your team later, and get the maybe assist goal down the line. Seeing how these lanes are pushing in, we are going to see, like, I would say this first Infernal Drake should be very highly contested. Which is why we're going to see Swifty try and getting top with the limiter having teleport still, and Potato Fries not having teleport just yet.
And yet another whiff, unfortunately, for Piplup. You hate to see it, but at the same time, just the threat of the Blitzcrank hook does mean that you got to be on your toes. We do see Volibear kind of chasing Zach down right now. Not entirely sure if Give Me Cup Twice realizes they're in a little bit of danger there. They do manage to have a lucky movement top, so they do not get knocked up. That was almost really bad.
Yeah, stuck between a rock and a hard play.
Ooh, the Blitzcrank hook goes in the opposite direction I was expecting it to. Right for the Matatat, does manage to get that hook. That Ignite is down. The burn is gone. The Charm comes out, but it's not enough as we see the Corruption stacks do so much damage. Flash knockup means Scarly is going to be taken down so low, but not enough to get finished off. Meantime, we've got a fight going on here in the top lane as Scully has been activated. Ornhorn goes out. Zach loses his first life, and we do see now Potato Fries doing what they can to try to keep their jungler alive, doing a lot of damage to this Baron. Not quite enough to finish them off. Nice dodge to avoid getting knocked up by Handy Capo, but unfortunately that just means Yone is still there to slash you up. He's going to get stunned, though, getting hit in the back by a ball from Freedom Potatoes, so that means that is going to be a double kill going over to Swifty, and now we see this Volibear getting pretty darn big, but unfortunately that is not shared gold across the rest of the team, which might cause some problems later in this game.
Yeah, I see what's happening. Potato Fries is very confident on this pick. Didn't learn lesson, and they're trying to get this scaling lead onto them.
Nice repel shot, getting that stun.
We may rag on Piplup missing all these hooks, but when he does hit a hook, it really creates a lot of opportunities for everyone else on his team.
Yeah. That fight was absolutely a net positive, though, for Oversoul Gaming. It does give them access to this Rift Herald, which is going to be a lot of free gold, some tower plates taken down. So we're going to have to see exactly how that ends up playing out. Right there, we got the Limster taking advantage of Potato Fries, knowing they want to go in and keep fighting, using that unstoppable so effectively.
Yes. Swifty has 5 kills and the ability to get solo gold from a tower. Like, the damage that he could do and the presence that he has in this game, I'm surprised he hasn't get it on his item completion just yet. But he has his Sheen locked up and an insane amount of force on his side.
If we could get a good gold lead look at, it would be nice to see, because we do see that the gold itself is pretty even across the board, but just looking down these numbers, we can see that it's very much in favor of the jungler on the side of Oversoul Gaming, while it's more on the ADC, so Kai's doing a very good job getting themselves super fed.
Ah, I see it now. So, okay. So Swifty has like 2,000 gold in the pocket. This isn't great tempo for possibility to start Dragon, but it is great tempo for if he backs and get that item completion before everyone else. Problem is, Asura Gaming is taking the very correct call forcing this.
Yeah, and there we go. We see the dragon come down. The steal coming out from Swifty, jumping into the jungle, the dragon pit in order to get that off. We do see Give Me a Cup twice is not able to get it over the wall. So unfortunately, they're going to be knocked up, and a lot of damage is going to be taken over here right underneath this tower. They are going to go down, and that is going to be devastating.
That is, you know what? That could have not. There's no way that could have gotten any better aside from like a full-on team fight. Like, that's a wicked pick. Stolen Dragon. Swifty's gonna have so much fun this game.
Yeah, Swifty is just doing so much on this map, using their lead to their advantage, knowing they have the ability to jump in. Great vision control from the side of Oversoul Gaming. But at the same time, I think that they were going in blind to that dragon pit. So really good, just kind of guesstimation of time. Really good timing right there. And we can see now Potato Fries doing what they can to get this pressure in the top lane. But unfortunately, we're slowly starting to see this gold. Like, while it's still fairly even, it's moving in the direction of Oversoul Gaming more securely. It's been kind of there this whole time, but it's slowly starting to widen. Oh, right on the edge! Oh, you gotta hate that, as we do see an engage right here in the top lane, but it's mostly just you know, the typical top lane wiffle bat fight.
Yeah, wet noodles all around.
Yeah, although I do think Camille stuck a couple of razor blades in hers. A little unfairly. You know, maybe stuck into the freezer for a little bit.
Does. This item completion.
Oh, I love that hook,
boy.
but unfortunately, not going to be quite enough. There we go, the Corruption Stack gets the final pop. Oh, that's devastating.
Being bullied. Okay, we have 2 official carries. The Kaisa plays it amazing. A happy ending is going to get their happy ending and just pick off the Seraphine over and over. One thing I'd like to note about Swifty, just as a jungler, he is so incredibly greedy as a player, and I absolutely love it. Because he'll always just go for that one more bit of extra farm, a little bit more turrets, get in here, don't need to back, get more gold, and he just wants everything. And it's working out, just because, you know, he sees the opportunity and he takes it.
Very, very much so. And now we're kind of like, it's not like the slow state of this game, because this game is not going to be a slow game, but just kind of the lull in the team fights.
Yes.
We are seeing some objective control.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. You're saying?
I was just saying we are starting to see some objective control coming out from Oversoul. They're trying to push their lead, push their advantage. We don't have another major objective up for another 2 minutes, so it's going to be more of just a farm up, get ready, and then Dragon is going to be the next one on the board.
I'm expecting a tower die with his volley barrel. Going into it some top side, even more punishment. Potato Fries cannot take this. Potato Fries needs to farm a little bit. Get out of there. Swifty will destroy you.
You'd absolutely shred. The cocaine bear has gone and you know, made a quick pit stop in the bathroom, so they're ready for this fight.
I saw that movie the other day.
Based on a true story.
Oh, was it?
It was.
We have our official cocaine bear. Thank you, Swifty.
Ooh,
good. It was based off of Swifty. Oh wow, this is so. Oh, that's terrifying.
This is awful. Like, this is, if you're Potato Fries, you're gonna face check that bush just by accident, and right there you're gonna get stunned, lightning bolted, knocked up by the ram. Hextech Ultimatum's gonna come out. Brittle Stack is there and ready. We see the flash come, but that unfortunately just means that Volibear has the opportunity to drop on your head, and that is going to be a lot of damage and a Demolisher proc on that tower. That top tower is slowly going to go down.
That is the equivalent of standing right next to. Oh,
Oh, in the meantime, can't really silence things right there. We got a nice hook on Matatat. Matatat, once again, getting brought down. The charm's going to come out. It's going to miss Happy Ending, but unfortunately, we do not see the damage available. Happy Ending does pick up the kill on Seraphine. Tower shots are going to take down Piplup as he walks under too little too late. Oh my goodness, that's so unfortunate. And then we've got a skirmish here in the mid lane as we see Handicapo losing the initial engage, but I have a feeling they're going to be able to pull that back.
Swifty was absolutely terrifying in that top lane. I mean,
oh no. Oh no, Swifty smells
hunting.
blood. Swifty's going after it, trying to find Happy Ending, but does not get it.
That vision, just so if he started to angle topside, he would have never.
Yep.
It's okay. It's okay.
I feel like the Swifty was like, I could angle topside, but no. Happy Ending's gonna try and trick me. They're gonna go south, but that's the mind game.
Predicted his prediction to his prediction.
Mm-hmm. Meantime, though, that does mean a free dragon for the side of Oversoul Gaming.
For Swifty, every dragon is a free dragon. Doesn't matter who's taken.
At this point, absolutely. At this point, you really can't stand up to the bear. The bear is just too strong.
He is the equivalent of a regular bear to a normal human in this game.
All right, and we have Hextech on the board, which means we're going to see a lot of teleportation around this map. Lots of portals means that there's going to be a lot of movement, which is not something you want Swifty to have, because that just means that the Volibear can be wherever he wants very quickly.
A teleporting bear that goes wherever he wants. Potato Fries will not be happy, as I'm expecting them to have another engage topside, throw this Herald, and just have a big team fight in which assures we hope might take.
I do like the plan here. Limster is basically just being occupied by Camille. Unfortunately, they've kind of delayed taking this Rift Herald too long. They decided to go for the gank instead of the actual objective, which means that is given enough time for Oversoul Gaming to reposition and start heading up this way. And as a result, we're going to see a major 5v5 fight going on. And unfortunately, there's just not enough health bars on the side of Asura Gaming. They're going to start going down. The knockup is going to come out, but it's not going to matter as Swifty is godlike, just the god of Thunder the Bear, bringing down the lightning. There is nothing that Asura Gaming can do, and unfortunately Oversoul looks like they're going to be taking this out. Piplup is just the consolation prize. There's nothing the robot can do to get away.
They ran down a Blitzcrank with mobility boots. He's too fast.
Yep.
He's 9-0. Like, we just have these games where they fight with Happy Ending, not currently in a team fight, and he is what you need to be able to have a slight chance at melting down Swift.
At this point, the lack of a tank buster is really starting to hurt the side of Asura Gaming. They don't have that strong front line that can afford to stick around in these fights, and with the Camille just basically being a backline assassin, it just makes things very, very tricky, and they've got to be choosing their fights much more wisely. There's still an opportunity to come back into this game, so they just got to make sure they play these objectives a little bit more cautiously. But that second Rift Herald is going to be really devastating when it gets dropped, as that's just going to be a huge crack in Asura's defenses.
I understand that Potato Fries' Camille is probably insane, but going into these fights with pressure that you have now on top lane, you're not going to be able to shred down Swifty. That's 20 minutes later.
Mm-hmm.
Nice tower being taken. Good objective control. Just taking what you can here and there. Like, even though they are being punished, Handicap's still able to... Ooh, a lot of these hooks, very scary, but actually no team there, so...
I feel like they're not quite as scary, and right here you've got Yone trying to fight in order to stay alive, but it's just a dismantling in the top lane. There's really not a lot to say about that fight, because once Swifty's on top of you, there's no escape. And here we've got the drop of the Rift Herald. I think this is going to be at least 2 towers. We are going to see Give Me a Cup twice, try to jump in here, try to get something going. We got the TP coming out, so Camille will be joining this fight, but unfortunately Give Me a Cup twice is going to be brought so low they have to back off or risk getting taken down. Another TP is brought into this fray. Potato Fries does manage to take down Syndra, ripping them apart with those blade legs, and now we've got the huge Dawn Blast coming from Senna. Does manage to provide a massive shield, and right now we've got the rest of Oversoul Gaming running for their lives, but they are just destroyed as Kai'Sa just blasts them away.
That's 1,000 gold onto their one champion that can take care of Volibear. 2,000 gold in the pocket, going for not a full item completion, but a lot of power going forward. Like, that is their key in. We're seeing a lot of
that it
towards the
is.
bot and top side. I do like how they were able to get a little bit more of a lead, put the Volibear down, and then hopefully rotate to this dragon, because the last thing you want is a tankier Volibear.
Yeah, a tanky. Well, he's already gotten the Earth Drake.
Oh,
so it's the Hextech Drake. We've still got the glitch. They still haven't fixed it, which is kind of funny. So if it's Hextech Drake, it just shows you the old Drake. The big thing that's a problem right now for Asura Gaming is if they don't have Kai'Sa there for the fight, it's going to be a devastating one-sided stomp by Oversoul. We're going to see the knockup right here. Zach's going to dive in on the back line. We do see that Skarloy is taken down, and the Limster is trying to get away, but they're just getting absolutely shredded. But now we've got Swifty on the back line trying to get a hard engage. They do get trapped by the Hextech Ultimatum, but there's going to be Potato Fries trying to help out. They do manage to get a nice bit of damage, huge stun, and as Swifty jumps over the wall into the pit, Mattstat is going to take down Zach. That is going to be a jungler gone. Swifty looking to try and get some more going. They can't quite get the background shot. The Bully Bear is the one pulled back in. Piplup grabbing the tankiest target available, and that's going to be even more lightning brought down on their heads.
Oh.
And as we can see, the only one to survive that fight is Handy Capo.
That was an unfortunate play gone wrong. Swifty played that amazingly, being able to go into the dragon pit, avoiding happy ending. Like, it's just sidestepping all the dangerous threats that you can have and just making the best situation out of these fights, which is what they did here.
Yeah, and with that fight, they are on Soul Point. We do see that there are so many towers up. They've got a nice, comfortable gold lead. So they're able to just they're not able to sit on their laurels yet. They don't have the game totally under control, but they do have a nice, comfortable position right now. And so they're going to be able to set up around this Baron, probably bait out a fight. And I think Asura's going to take that bait, and it's going to go very poorly.
Yeah, going for this Baron, like, it could be an option, or like lean back and wait for the dragon and then juggle between the two while putting tower pressure. Oh, he's just bullied.
I love the Soraka emote too.
Yes, kill him to death. Piplup is a very real threat, just with all of this utility that he has. It's just funny to see all these stars. He's fishing right now. He's fishing in the river.
Looking for that big snapper, trying to get himself a nice healthy fish.
Yeah, we're seeing a little bit more tank items all around for Swifty. He is very beefy, very fast, and he's still doing a ton of damage with that.
Yeah, unfortunately, the beefiest member on the side, like, just look at that Titanic Hydra. Just, that scares me on a Volibear.
Yeah, nothing is gonna stop him. Potato Fries might be able to actually melt him down, because that true damage he's gonna get.
Yeah, I think Orin's gonna be pretty darn fine, and those brittle procs are really scary for Camille. She just doesn't have the health bar to afford taking too many of them. And as a result, they're already kind of like in a really bad position.
Baron.
Yeah, so you can see they're, like I said, they're pressuring Baron. They're trying to bait Asura Gaming into a fight up top, and if Asura takes the bait and goes in on Oversoul Gaming, if they don't get the smart members, they're going to go down, and it's going to be awful.
Yeah, going for these picks, Potato Fries. See, that true damage is adding up. He's like, the brittle stacks aren't going fully through, but the problem with having Potato Fries and the Limester is that if they both split bot, and a team fight happens, and then you have those immediate teleports, you have a situation where you have one person teleporting in the Limester with the Ornn, that team fight ult that could immediately change it, and then you have Potato Fries that needs to wait for the perfect angle, needs to go in, and he has the choice between frontline or try to backline, and that's going to take a significant amount of time, and they just don't have that opportunity to play.
I am kind of curious how many souls Senna has, because it's only a matter of time till she comes online. We do see her sitting at 66, so she hasn't quite hit that evolution stage, but she's slowly getting up there, slowly creeping up. And once Senna comes online, you're just going to have so much range that's going to push Asura Gaming back even farther. Like, they have the hard engage tools, but they don't have the ranged ability to kind of keep up the fight.
Yeah, it's hopefully an option where you just lock them down quickly.
Ooh, the hook goes slightly
No.
south. Ow!
Oh,
Riot Spaghetti could have worked
really,
right
it looks
there.
like the hits. I mean, he doesn't. Does he have the umbrella hooks? I'm not sure. I think that's Nautilus.
It does have the lollipop. It does have the lollipop, but unfortunately it doesn't hit. This Potato Fry's just on the edge of the knock up for Ornn right there as well. And we do see Swifty. I think
coming from a mile away.
Swifty is just like, you know what? I want this. I'ma go for it. Nah, never mind.
Guess he smells his cocaine.
Looking for the hook. Does go right in between the split. Oh, that's painful. You hate to see it. Hextech Domain is going to get dropped on the Ornn, trying to keep the fight engaged, as we do see the members of Asura Gaming coming down here. But unfortunately, we've got Senna here with the shield. Massive damage is being blocked right there. Happy Ending trying to get their shots up, but the corruption is just not enough, and they're going to sacrifice Zach, and that is going to be Give Me a Cup Twice going down, as we now, like, that fight was just, you could tell, like, it was slow. They were not quick enough in taking down those health bars. And Happy Ending is sticking around in a very dangerous spot.
Yeah, that was all for Happy Ending, and there was not a full commit, but looking at that initial engage and the lack of damage done to the Limester, it was very kind of scary. I would have been spooked a little bit too, because you're not able to burst them down to continue that fight, especially when you don't see the Syndra on the map. It was actually hiding up top.
Yeah, and that's just going to be yet a free soul given over to the side of Oversoul Gaming. So that is going to be really, really nice for them. They basically got a free static shift, and now a Happy Ending going in on Matatat, trying to get a solo kill, but it's not a solo fight, it's a 1v3!
You just saw them take soul. Oh, if Triple can be able
this is going to be the Blitzcrank tanking down the Syndra?
Oh, no.
Oh, my good. Freedom Potatoes. Nope. That's going to be the Flash Slash coming out for Handicapo as he gets the free gold. That is a good support right there. But unfortunately, the support is not ready for the Swifty to come in. So guys sees the TP drop down, immediately turns around, does flash to avoid getting knocked up, and we do see the sneaky Baron happening right now. So that's kind of like one of those, are they actually going to be doing it? It's like now you realize, oh, we've got these guys so low. We are all top lane for a reason. And so that's going to be the Baron. Look, I love this. Oversoul is like, let's just keep hitting the Baron, and we're going to look and try and bait this out, and that's exactly what they're doing. Huge knockup's going to come out on the Yone. Yone's going to get burst down absolutely immediately. Give Me a Cup Twice does not have the Zac passive back yet, so he's trying to get out before he gets burst down. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to. He's knocked up, charmed, slowed. The root does not manage to connect. That stun does, though, gets absolutely gutted as the claws of the bear find the jelly. Swifty's going to get pulled under the tower. He is going to manage to get out. Does take a lot of damage for his trouble. Those corruption stacks on Kai'Sa really starting to pop off. But unfortunately, when you are down your two beefy members on the side of Asura Gaming, you basically can't do anything.
Their tanks are incredible. As Happy Ending is just not dead during that fight, so they couldn't. So the only chance to secure and what?
Boom, not attack, taking those missiles, does take a lot of damage, but does manage to keep themselves alive. In the meantime, this Baron's just going to slowly get taken down. Swifty's going to get pulled out. Not the member I think Piplup wanted to grab. Freedom Potatoes does actually take down Camille in the background. That Scatter of the Week did so much damage with the Unleashed Power, and we see that the Unstoppable Bellows Breath getting blown onto Handicapo. Brittle Stack comes out. Nice knock up on 3, but it doesn't really matter when you're mixed in with that fight and you're the only one there. That's going to be a complete dismantling of Asura's strategy. And once again, the Baron started up for the 3rd time. They're like, look, we just want the snake. Let us take the snake.
We're going to see a...
Oh no. Goodness gracious me. Freedom Potatoes. What are you doing? They want a happy ending so badly, and they don't quite get it.
I was so excited to see maybe a Zac steal, but all that damage is just another kill. You're feeding into this bottomless hole of Volibear and the rest of his team that's going to be able to absolutely shred and stay alive. And What more can they do?
There's so little that Asura has in their back pocket right now. They've got to be looking for these side lane picks, got to be looking for this backdoor. Kai'Sa has to be able to be there for these fights. You really need Piplup to, like, his roams have been good, but at this point in the game, he can't be solo. He can't be going after the Cinder by himself. He's got to have his teammates there ready and willing.
Yeah, it's very it's just a poor execution, but like the right idea. Like, if they have a happy ending, be able to like nuke down Swifty, you have half of your team fight set up, and then you have another half. But overall, they just need, with this X tech and the objective control that they have, it's just going to be very difficult to overcome through
this split decision that we've got going on right now with Yone in the top lane. Like, that's good, because it means that you're keeping the 5 men here for this fight. But unfortunately, Handicapo does not have TP, and we're going to see the engage happen in the mid lane. The tower is just basically non-existent. It's paper and absolutely gets dunked on. Water just ripping it to shreds. That's going to be Matt Stat going on a rampage as they take down Zach. And that is unfortunately going to be an inhibitor gone. Baron push is going to be devastating. We do see that Yone has returned, and Piplup looking for a back-end shot, but these towers just do not exist for Oversoul Gaming. They're just they don't even matter. The damage is just too much. They are completely shredded. Matatat is getting brought very low. They do manage to take down the final members of Asura Gaming, as Yone is the only one left. But unfortunately, there's nothing that Asura can do to stop this push, and that is going to be a easy win. An ace coming out, and that is going to be Oversoul Gaming with that victory.
Very well deserved. Great objective control. Great jungler. I mean, it's not much more to say about how well they played.
Yeah, that was a very cleanly played game, very well played game. I do think that there were a couple of missteps that Asura had an opportunity to come back had they been able to take advantage of it, that they were not quite able to. But Swifty being the MVP of this game just means that there was nowhere on that map you could be without him suddenly appearing and just deciding to wreck your day.
I wanted Handicapo at the very end of that to just say, screw it, and then run it down top lane and try and get that back door as everyone else just tries to stop him from ending.
If they weren't taking the mid lane towers so quickly, like they were just made of paper mache, I would completely agree with you.
That is true. There's only so much you can do there.
There really is. It's unfortunate, but it was a very strong showing by Asura Gaming. There's a reason they have the victories that they do, and there's a reason that Oversoul is one of the more dominant teams of the league this season. So I'm excited to see what they're going for in the future. I'm looking forward to it, but we're going to be taking a quick break, folks. Don't go away. We will be right back.
There we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome as we are here with Week 5, Day 3, Super Week here with Friend or Foe Heroic League. After a fantastic victory, we have the support from OVS as they just went ahead and triumphed over ASG. I've got the support here that played Senna last game. How are you feeling, my friend?
Feeling pretty good. I was a little nervous prior to the game, but I think as I'm playing more games with my team, getting those nerves out.
Yeah, I would agree, especially when we started to look at what was going on with, your guys' draft. There was a lot of things going on. It seemed like you guys were pretty comfortable and was able to control the pace very well. So I wanted to ask you, what was your thoughts when you kind of prepared for this this game here? What was your things you wanted, things you didn't get, and that kind of thought?
I think I don't know. I feel like we were just kind of coming in with a strong mindset, mainly because our loss the other day. We want to forget about that. I mean, because there's a lot of unfortunate external things going on, but like we kind of really just wanted to come in and like show that, hey, that other day that was just kind of a fluke.
That's fair. There's a lot going on, especially playing 4 games this week in Super Week. Some teams got a little luckier with less games for other reasons, but that's a-okay, and like you said, got to shake that off, and was able to come to this game with a very strong game. So when you guys were kind of going through the early game, it seems like you guys had a little bit of trouble maybe in the bottom lane, but were able to like really compensate that with Swifty. He seemed to be everywhere at some point, so what was your guys' kind of comms like, and how did you handle some of that stress on the stage?
I mean, I think between the draft phase and starting the game, we kind of talked a lot about like, all right, we know that if we don't like turbo lose in 20 minutes, we will win the game, because our comp like is so like disgusting into theirs with the amount of like peel and like disengage that we have. And then like in the game, or like basically we just all knew that like as long as we don't like go like 0 and 10 in lane, like we should just win the game. And it was really relieving, like 15-20 minutes into the game, and I press tab and I see my volley bear is like 5 and 0, and it's like, oh shit, well this is gonna be kind of easy.
I love that, because personally, when I have that mental attitude of just not going 0 and 10, I decide to throw it out the window. I want that power sky over 0 and 10, but that's okay. That's just me. That's why I play League of Legends, and that's why I don't play on the stage anymore. But there was a lot of good things too. I want to talk about maybe during that, was that the third dragon, when you guys were getting collapsed on, it looks like, from almost all sides, and then one of y'all got pulled, and then pretty much had this play that was like all the way back to the bottom lane and then into the dragon pit. Were you guys having some nerves when you kind of got caught off there? And like, what was your guys' communication like to be able to come back and take a bad play and actually turn it into more forward momentum for you?
I mean, I think Swift does just like a really good job of kind of just leading us in the right direction for like shot calling, and so he's probably like one of the best shot callers that I've played with, and so I kind of just feel. I'm sorry, what was the question?
Just being able to, take that play where it seemed like it wasn't going quite a great direction for you. You communicated well as a team, were able to pull it back.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, like it just kind of goes back to, we know like what our comp does, and we understand like how to play it, I guess. And so like we just know that like if we just kind of keep this kind of like meatball that we have like just fully like together, like just keep playing together, we should just be able to win.
There you go. I think that's all we can say about that game. You guys had awesome performance. Looking at your schedule tomorrow, you're going against Team BBZ Blue Bayou Zoo. Do you have any thoughts, things you want to say about that? Maybe some predictions we got going on?
I mean, I'm looking forward to playing. I like playing with this team, and I want to keep freaking winning. So.
That's fair. Well, I'm glad to hear you're having a great time. I think that's going to be it for us here at the interview desk. Go ahead and take a small break. Ladies and gentlemen, and other non-binary friends, we'll be right back with the next game, Game 2, so don't touch that browser.